The man fell in love with his sister-in-law at first sight, and made up his mind to marry no one but her. From that day on, he began to deliberately distance himself from his fiancée, until she eventually ran away before the wedding. He then used that opportunity to have the sister-in-law fulfill the family's marriage agreement in her place. And just like that, after only meeting him twice, the woman ended up getting a marriage certificate with him. But after marriage, the man was always busy with work, leaving no time to build a real relationship. The woman felt like nothing more than a pawn in a family alliance, so she had no hope for the marriage. Even a month later, her co-workers still thought she was single. That day, after receiving flowers and 3 love confessions, she casually revealed that she was already married. But no one believed her, and they told her to wear a ring next time to prove it. Just then, she received a message from the man, saying he'd come pick her up after work and go to her house together. It was only their 3rd time seeing each other. Her mother welcomed them warmly, and asked if she was happy in her marriage. The woman smiled politely in response. After they left her house, the man said he wouldn't be coming home that night due to work. This made the woman more certain that she was just being used. Her best friend told her that the man still had feelings for his first love, but because of his family's high standards, they had to separate, and now he might be traveling to see her again. The woman grew restless, and couldn't sleep at all that night. But unexpectedly, the man who said he wouldn't return suddenly opened the door and came in. Caught off guard, she quickly explained that she hadn't unpacked, because she didn't know which room he would sleep in. He then asked if she intended for them to sleep in separate rooms, which made her fall silent. She brought up the topic of his first love, and said she didn't mind. After all, they were married because of a family deal. She only hoped he would keep it discreet. But to her surprise, the man denied everything. He reminded her that they never signed a prenuptial agreement, which meant if he did cheat, she could take half his assets. He even suggested she hire a private investigator just in case. The woman was stunned. Before she could speak, the man stood up and seriously declared that he never had a first love. He had just been too busy with work, but promised to adjust his time for the sake of their family. Then, he suddenly knelt down and gave her the wedding ring she had never received. The woman froze in place, as he calmly said they were a legally married couple, so they should sleep in the same bed. Her face turned bright red, but she was secretly touched. That night, the man didn't make any inappropriate moves, which made her feel a little more at ease with him. The next day at the hospital cafeteria, the same pursuer sat beside her again, but this time, she didn't hesitate to show her ring. Seeing that, he gave up and left her alone. Meanwhile, the man got off work early. Looking at her clothes in the wardrobe, he suddenly felt very happy. He planned to wait for her to come home for dinner, but deep into the night, she still hadn't returned, and hadn't replied to any of his messages. 2 hours later, he finally found out she was working late in surgery. Without hesitation, he said he was coming to pick her up. Even though she tried to say no, he lied and said he was already on the way. Soon, he arrived at the hospital, and she got into the car, planning to eat some biscuits, but she paused, worried about making a mess in his car. The man didn't mind at all, and drove her straight to